Achoo.
Welcome.
Oh, look, a McDonald's symbol.
You're so funny, Jova. Anyway, welcome back to Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. So now we're in the world map. So yeah, as you can probably see from this world map, Ni no Kuni is exactly what you think it is, right, from looking at it. It's a throwback to JRPGs from the 90s, back when the world maps were the fucking king.
Well, weren't they also a thing, in the times of Dragon's Quest 7 and 8 on the PS2?
Well, true, but after Dragon Quest 8, the world map thing kind of started dying out. The Tales of Vesperia was pretty much the last game to do that, and after that, well, actually no, technically Blue Dragon was the last one, but that game is actually no, Blue Dragon came out before Tales of Vesperia. Never mind, Tales of Vesperia was the last one. Go ahead, Whips.
Here in my world, you could use art to change your viewpoint.
That's Scottish.
If you're having trouble with the controls, go to the settings in your main menu and have a fiddle with them.
Inconsistent accent. Ding.
Oh, well, hey, look at it like this, Ribs. I guess I also like it.
You can switch vibration on and off. Speaking personally, I'd have it on. A rumble just ain't a rumble without a bit of rumble, is it?
What is this rumble that you speak of?
Not for nothing, this, but please try to keep the same accent you did last time.
Well, that was yesterday and I've forgotten.
Oh dear.
Okay. Listen closer to the next cutscene where Steve, I forgot his last name, talks and try to mimic his accent. Yeah, try to mimic his accent the best you can, which is definitely not what you're doing right now. Sorry.
But yeah, to go back to the war map, yeah, then Final Fantasy Type 0 revived it, but it was just for in-game, and it worked for what it was trying to do. Flexing.
So here's Ding Dong Dell, which is closed for some reason. Oh boy.
Bankrupt.
One of Shadar's victims.
Brokenheartedness? You mean that thing you were talking about before?
That's right. The broken-hearted are people who've had part of their hearts stolen. Poor souls just aren't themselves.
Not to be confused with when people have their hearts completely stolen, in which case it was just heartless.
Remember, Oliver, his heart has been stolen, not stoned.
Well, part of his heart has been stolen.
Don't be fooled by the expression.
Don't you see, guys? There's a difference between when someone's heart is stolen or completely stolen. Now, please open their heart so we can have a look.
Then you better cure me, Ollie boy. It's time to mend your first broken heart.
You know what? I'll just leave it to Shiroi.
But how do I do that? Leave what to Shiroi?
Shiroi, you decide to do what to do with the accent from now on, because I don't have the heart for it.
So you're telling Shiroi to voice Drippy?
No. I mean, like, telling the webs off for raping the Welsh accent.
Oh, okay.
An old man? What old man?
Not that I was doing a better job, mind you. It's just that I actually have an excuse. I'm not really from there. So.
But I'm not from Wales either.
Yeah, but you're in the UK.
You're the closest to me.
Yeah, you're the closest one I've got, Dwips.
Dwips. Until Brexit is actually a thing, you are still part of the UK. Thank you very much.
Let's not bring that up, please.
Jova, I'm going to explain to you everything that's wrong with that sentence after we finish.
Anyway, let's try to bring it real back in here. Okay, so like Drimpy said, we have to try to find the way to restore the gatekeeper's heart so he can actually open the gate for us. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as that. We need some magical tools to do that. So Drippy told us to go to the deep dark woods, where we can meet the great old Father Oak, who's basically a reference to the great Deku Tree from Zelda Ocarina of Time. And other Zelda games, but he's mostly known from Ocarina of Time. Alright, so might as well explain another... Oh look, it's bartender! Get it? Bartender!
I'm gonna... that's funny, Mook. Now I'm gonna kill you for that pun. This is for having a silly name!
Nice.
I might as well explain the nice thing. Well, actually, I think I'll explain it during the boss battle because it's in the boss.
It already did. Drippy did in the previous part.
No, he just said he didn't explain the nice thing yet. He said he acknowledged the fact that the nice showed up, but he didn't actually explain what it was.
Okay.
But I'll explain it later when it actually becomes more relevant.
Hey, Pedro.
Here's one thing that's.
Sorry, go on. Never mind. Okay, Pedro. If I recall correctly, don't the victory animations change based on how high you're leveled up?
No, it actually depends only, like for example, right now Oliver has this victory animation that we're about to see, but later on when he gets his wizarding outfit, it changes to him just, doing a victory pose.
Ah.
Basically, But aside from that, no, they don't change.
Oh, okay. So it was when he just got the wizard outfit. Okay, I was wondering if it like showed a changeover with experience. It does either way, but yeah, okay.
Here's one really clever design choice on part of level 5 when it comes to the enemies on the world, not just on the world map, but on the dungeons in general. Notice how the monster saw me and went straight towards me?
Yep.
That's because I'm at level 2, which basically means that my level is on. Oh, I fell asleep. Or rather, he put the sleep spell on me.
Wow, you got put to sleep by one of the low.
A sleep-a-foul. Get it? A sleep-a-foul? Anyway.
I don't get that one.
Because he puts us to sleep.
And he's an owl?
Well, I don't know. Like, ask Richard Mark Honeyhood.
Well, it's a bird.
Like, I get the... Oh, okay, now I get it. Thanks, Dio.
Yeah, fun fact. The new localization director for level 5, aka the guy who did this game, is called Richard Mark Honeyhood.
Wow, no wonder he is the localizer. I can just tell he's got a real knack for puns.
Anyway, okay, so like I said, the enemies went straight towards me because my level's at level 2, aka basically my level's on par with theirs. But here's an interesting thing about how the enemy encounters work in this game. You will never have to deal with battles where you're over leveled and it's basically a waste of your time because the amount of XP and money you get is minimal. Because if you're over leveled for a specific area, monsters won't come towards you, they will actually run away from you. Which means that as a result, you will never have to lose time to waste your time with battles that are basically useless for you at that point. It's a great.
Unless you want to loot something, in that case you need to cast a spell in order to catch them by surprise.
Actually, even if they run away, they're very easy to catch. I mean, unless you're after a Toko tail, the monsters the monsters do eventually disappear from the map after running, but the game doesn't give you enough time to chase after them. So if you're clever enough about it, you can do it fine. I've been able to do it fine any time I play this game. So it's only when you're farming for Tokos that's hard because the Tokos are fast.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Fun story, people. I actually platinumed this game on my own before actually it was part of the channel. It was actually in 2013, yeah, to me. But basically, some of the trophies in this game are very time-consuming, so I ended up being a bit burned out by it. But you can, again, don't get distracted by me. You can enjoy this game big time anyway.
It's such a and I'm sure Tay will agree with me. If you're going out of your way to platinum a JRPG, you're kind of asking for that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's just say there's a certain trophy in Final Fantasy 14 that everybody fucking hates. Right, Tay?
You'll have to be more specific, Pedro.
In most places like Forest and so on, you can't just plug yourself as a nearest worker and write your story down.
Let's just say there's a lot of tropes in Final Fantasy 14.
No.
Trophies, achievements.
Trophies.
Oh,
why no
yeah.
aces? Give me strength, man. Just because they're crawling with horrible beasties, innit?
I'll talk about it later.
They are? That sounds kind of scary.
You get used to it, man. Just remember, you can't go recording your progress anywhere.
Exactly. You have to find a save point.
Allow me to explain a little more. Touch a waystone and yourself with your magic power be fully restored. Not bad, eh?
Touching the waystone fills you with determination.
That's the Aurora, man. These little beauties will always let you save your progress. A traveler's best friend they are.
I kid you not, Pedro. Almost everything can fill you with determination. Even so much as petting a rock.
Well,
which is why you should stop at every waystone you see and make good use of it. Better safe than sorry, innit?
Sure, Mr. Drippy.
Well, there is one of the 12.
That's what I like to hear. Let's hope you're as good as your word.
Well, Jova, that's actually kind of one of the morals of one of the 12 Tales of Wonder. So.
Oh, really?
Right. Oh, next stop, the Order Man of the Woods.
Oh, Toby, you clever fox.
Don't worry, I'll show off all the 12 Tales of Wonder. In fact, I'm thinking of having Dwebs be the narrator since he's better at narrating storylines than me.
Okay.
Anyway, basically, Jova, there's a trophy in Final Fantasy 13 where you have to literally hold in every single item in the game, and I mean every single one, including items that can be pretty much missable if you don't. So basically, it's a trophy it's basically one of those Final Fantasy X-2 true ending kind of things. It's terrible.
Well, I'll give Final Fantasy X-2 credit. At least it was just a matter of succeeding certain... Wait, hold on. Did you... I think it was a matter of...
Cutscene.
Oh,
Jeepers.
Ollie boy, meet
that
old
tree
Oh
has
yeah,
a
yeah,
duck face.
oh that's right, Theo. You'll be old Father Rook as well.
Okay.
So, it's a platypus merged with a tree.
Well, I got a visitor by here from another world, see? And what it is, I was wondering if you might lend us a bit of a hand, like.
Oh, I should have known. You only ever come to see me when you have in.
Sorry, you tall ship. You know I'm always very grateful.
This boy.
Ah, spotted it. Did you bark ship?
Well, the pure-hearted one. He who will drive out the darkness.
You will go to the Dagobah system.
Mean to
You are our last hope.
I love the voice acting on the tree right now.
I think I heard of it somewhere already.
reckless as ever, I see.
What?
You shall.
Pause, Dweebs. It needs.
But first,
He was thinking.
we had better give the boy a familiar.
Oh boy, here we go. This is where
Oh, I know how this works. We get a...
come on side of things.
Oh, I know this works.
Basically, Dwebs, you know how people a lot of like to call Yokai Watch on being a Pokemon ripoff. Alpha was already doing the whole Pokemon inspiration way before Yokai Watch was a thing, as you're about to see.
Millions. Where we're going, the beasties are only gonna get bigger and meaner. So you're gonna need a helping hand, or claw, or beak, or tentacle.
Can I
Yeah.
really do it?
Well, there's only one way to find out. You want to help your mom, don't you?
Sure.
Your mum?
Grab your
Yeah.
Welsh,
Welsh,
Welsh way of saying it, I'm guessing, right, Shuri?
That is actually the Welsh word for mum, yeah. It's mam and dad.
Makes
Like,
sense.
dad's still the same.
Dad.
It's just the pronunciation, like, dad.
I do see quite a bit of Welsh people saying that.
Yeah, this is the game where I actually learned my
Voice
Welsh.
Correct. Look
There are
at
actually
this
Welsh
comparison.
words scattered throughout this
It will
game.
seem that he's missing more than a few of its pages.
Really? Knickers?
Ooh.
Fuck.
That's not
Okay.
something we say, though, or at
Okay.
least I've never heard anyone
Dwebs,
say.
now you lost the Scottish accent. You are now
Oh,
going
oh.
down English
I'm
road.
not as powerless as all that, young
Big
man.
Van Dyke now.
Oliver, was it? Let me see now. Form familiar. Ah, yes. A gift from me to you, young Oliver.
Here,
Welsh,
here,
Shuri,
wait,
the Knicker.
here.
Oh, sure.
Take-
The whole Knickers thing, I think that's probably one of the things that the voice actor improvised and Richard decided to just go with it.
Here, boy,
Sure.
take my rod.
Alright, so he just gave us a new page for the Wizard's Companion, because as he just told us, our copy of the Wizard's Companion is actually incomplete. So another side thing that we can do throughout the game is actually try to complete
Thank
the
you
Wizard's
very
Companion.
much, old Father Oak.
But simply possessing the page for a particular spell is no guarantee that you will be able to make use of it. Some spells are simply not meant for certain wizards, such is life.
Well, that sucks.
He actually means it. A lot of the spells that you'll get through the pages are not actually usable in game.
Yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about that now for now, Mum.
Sure thing, Mr. Drippy.
Alright,
Yeah, what
let's,
I said.
let's cast Form Familiar, and the cutscene will trigger.
What's this?
It's a cutscene!
Some- Charming! Oh, wait.
Right from his very own heart.
You're 2 years earlier, too.
Truly. Oh, by the way, Dweebs, pay attention to what this first familiar is in his shape, because it will actually be important later on. Slightly.
And I love what's happening now.
Huh?
Oh, it's so adorable.
Ow.
That was a mean trick.
And the stronger you get, the harder he's gonna hit as well.
Wow.
So this is a familiar, huh? And he'll be coming with us.
No, he's staying here.
Oh, now you got it.
Hurry, boy. The more the merry, innit? Here, you better get the little fellow a name, eh?
There you go, Dueb. Stick with that one.
So, guys, bets on if Dwibs will be able to stick with that?
Oliver, we
I
cannot
will
let you
be the
set off into the
judge
wild
of
with only
that.
that Weaver wand in your hand. Then we give you some spells to aid you in battle. The first is a restorative incantation known as Eating Touch.
It makes you a mini Jesus.
So yeah, healing spells, good stuff.
It
Yeah.
makes you a mini Jesus.
But we need an attack spell as well. So do you have any of those, old bark ship?
Tidy! That's the most useful spirit there is for a wandering adventurer. Cuts, bruises, springs, gashes, or gone in a jiffy with healing touch.
Even cures cancer. Gee, you make it sound like I'm going to get hurt an awful lot, Mr. Drippy.
It is Oliver, it is.
Eh.
Next, I give you the gift of the Blazing Inferno, Fireball.
Shoots a little ball of fire, that one does. Plant-based beasties flipping a fireman. Even old Tree-Face here is scared of fireball.
Oh yeah, I love this.
That's a very brave tree to give the boy.
Drippy, how dare you? You will never aim such a spell at me, would you, boy?
Golly, of course not, old Father Oak.
I would.
Well, Drippy, that's why you're just a sidekick.
Aye.
Go ahead, Theo.
Now, boy, you can press square at any time to open your spells menu. While a spell like Healing Touch can be used at any time, Fireball is meant primarily for use in battle, so do not spam it on NPCs. That said, the most unexpected of spells can prove incomparably useful, given the right set of circumstances.
So
Novel problems
circumstantial.
call for novel solutions, after all.
Indeed.
If you find yourself at something of a loss, I recommend that you go through your magical repertoire. You never know which spell might save the day.
You can now use the spells menu.
Yay!
Oh crap. A wild familiar appeared.
Huh?
Spoiling for a fight, is it? Better give him what he wants, Ollie boy.
Huh? But what do I do?
Just think what you want him to do and he'll do it. It's as easy as falling off a log, man.
Okay.
which I do every day.
It's common practice around here, you know.
So there you go,
Well,
Dwibs. In
people
this
have
game,
strange habits.
so there you go, Dwibs. In this game, you control the Pokemon with your mind.
Wait. What's common practice? Falling off logs?
Falling off logs.
Right, Ollie boy. It's time to learn about fighting with familiars. First off, you're gonna pick who's fighting trying to fight at you, your little friend. We're going to trouble at making him, so we best give him a go, eh? Select him, will ya?
Alright, so yeah, and right from this moment on, every time the battle begins, I can choose whether to use Oliver or my familiars. So let's use them, Mighty.
Tidy! Now let's take him into the fray, shall we? Oh yeah, see that circle in the top left there? That's your familiar stamina gauge.
Yeah, keep a close eye on that.
What that does is, it shows you how much longer you can fight for. See?
Uh-huh.
The longer you keep on the go, the shorter the stamina gauge will get.
Meaning you cannot just
hearing me.
meaning you cannot just have one powerful familiar and just spam it because
When it's
the game won't
empty.
let you.
When it's empty, that means the poor lad's so tired he can't fight anymore. Tragic, eh? So before that happens, you have to call him back to for a bit of a rest, like.
Yeah. So be sure to keep a balanced party of familiars to make sure you don't get your one powerful familiar unusable at any point.
Oh, and there's something else about familiars you should know. See this little mark by here? That's his sign.
There you go, Theo. They pulled this from Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, apparently.
There you
Actually, I think you remember it's Sun, Moon, and Stars, right? Because
Exactly.
It looks like a star sign.
that's
except there's
actually
only
from
four of
Jeanne
them.
d'Arc.
Sun, moon, star, and planet. And
Oh,
like
remember,
star,
Theo. Forbidden Memories came before Jeanne d'Arc.
Yep.
True.
you can use that to help you in battle. Next, let's talk about tricks. Their proper powerful ability is a bit like your spells.
AKA the familiars moves. Yeah, there you go.
Just like spells, they cost them to use. You can see the cost written next to them. There we go.
Barrage of random slashes deals physical damage roll.
But you've got to, it's like you and your familiar share MP and HP.
Yep. Which
So
makes
if a
sense.
So if a familiar uses a trick or takes a big hit, it's your MP or HP that will suffer. Crikey, this is a long old list, eh? Right, let's finish with top tips, shall we?
I gotta say, Mr. Drippy, that these are some of the most polite monsters ever just to stand around before we say anything.
You are familiar stamina as to what's going down, so you need to swap with him regularly.
Oh yeah. Be sure to do that.
You can do that anytime you like by pressing R1, innit?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right, Dwibs. There are actually two
there-
phases of battle. One where you have the familiar strike for you, and
I'm
one
gonna
where
stop
you
talking
can
before I
step
put
in
us
and
both to-
fight.
Before I put us both to sleep. It's your turn to sleep for your supper. Go on, boy.
Pedro, question: are you going to show the two modes of battle where the familiar can fight, and then it's actually Oliver that fights, or directs them from outside?
There will be plenty of times where I fight as either the humans or as Oliver or as the familiar. Sorry.
Oh, I meant,
Don't
are you
worry.
going to show it here though?
Not here because it's a bit early for that though. We only have
Okay, Siri, none of your family can hear my Welsh accent, right?
no, they can't. Dwibs. It's
wearing
called
it.
She's wearing a headset, Dwibs.
not just that, but another thing. Notice the stamina. As you can see, the stamina doesn't last long. So, like I said, make sure you don't rely on just one familiar. It's not like one thing I've seen a lot of people do in Pokemon, specifically people who are not that familiar with Pokemon, is they train one Pokemon, and they focus all their attention on that one Pokemon, and because it's so over level, they can pretty much go for most of the game themselves. But in this game, that strategy will not work in this game.
I remember when I
I'm
made
guessing
them.
that strategy
You know what I'm
isn't the be-all,
thinking,
end-all.
Pedro?
That really.
Actually, Lightning Returns did this. Try to do this with the costumes from Lightning, changing them.
Really?
Yeah,
Like I
Just
said,
level up each one?
like I said, I actually like the battle system in Lightning Returns. So.
To be a true contender, you need to learn when to let your familiar loose.
I'll do my best, Mr. Drippy. Translation:
Right, man.
I'll let him out every single fight.
Oh, and when he's not fighting, the little fella can be found taking it easy in the crater cage.
Which I guess is also in your heart.
The crater cage. In the crater cage, you can share your favorite familiars with delicious treats.
It's like the Pokemon.
like
Never
Rose
mind.
There's all kinds of trees to choose from. Some will improve their abilities, and there are ones that can even teach them new tricks. Tidy!
What year did this game come out, Pedro?
2012.
2011 in Japan, 2013 everywhere else.
Keen.
Beat the little blighters enough what they fancy, and the bonds of familiarity between you will grow, meaning you can boost their abilities even more.
Any particular reason why you asked me that?
No, I was just thinking about.
He was introducing Gen 6 and used a similar mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Moderation and moderation. That's the key. It's probably a lot to get your head around, but just remember that the creator cage is where you look after your familiars and take it from there, isn't it?
By the way, when you say 2011, are you talking about the original DS version or the actual PS3
No,
version?
well, okay, let me just go thorough. The original DS version came out in 2010 in Japan. The PS3 version came out in 2011 in Japan, and the PS3 version came out in the West in 2013.
So it just took.
mythical.
Oh, never mind. Go on.
But what's something I want to ask you, you trunkiness?
Here, thank you.
There's a character named Ding Dong Dell, and he's broken-hearted, see?
Oh yeah, right. We were supposed to do that.
Broken-hearted, you say. Shadar's evil spear spreads still further. So you will be needing.
That we were your okay, dude. That's quick you are.
Notice how he always calls him a different name every time he mentions.
Yeah, forgot it, ain't you?
Ho, ho, ho. Patience, young Drippy. Of course I have. Let me see now.
There's extra reasons for why he's creative with the names, believe it or not.
I know it's here somewhere.
Crikey, you're not gonna lost it, have you?
You're a tree! You don't even have pockets to lose stuff from.
Lost it? The insolence! I put it away safely among my uppermost branches. It's just a little tangled up here, that's all.
Oh boy.
While I seek it out, I have a favor to ask of you.
I did mention it in a flippin' hurry, did I? We haven't got time to go.
Hold on, Drippy.
Mr. Drippy, we should help old Father Oak. He gave us those spells, didn't he?
Good point.
How very refreshing. To me, such a responsible and honest young
I
man.
know, right, old Father Oak?
All right, I get the flippin' message. Go on, what is it you need us for?
Wow, that's so on the nose, isn't it, too?
Yeah. Well, it's the guardian of these woods, you see.
Like I said in the first part.
What's up with you, old fella?
Is that a
Like I said in
reference
the-
to something?
No. It's like I said on the first part. One of the big things about this game was how refreshing it was for a main character like Oliver to be in a JRPG, because at the time JRPGs were filled to the brim with shitty anime cliche stereotypes.
Well, that's no good, is it? We better help you out then.
The Guardian, he sounds kind of tough.
I'm the Guardian.
You're right, he is. He's way stronger than your average beastie, but you got a familiar on your side now, man. You'll be fine.
This is the end of time.
And besides, if you're going to take down Shadar, you can't back off a light Guardian bashing now, can you?
So does that mean we're going to defeat him with the power of Looney Tunes animation?
Okay, I'll do it. You asked for
How
Pedro.
very kind of you. The Guardian can be found in the deepest part of the wood,
Boop.
beyond the whispering waterfalls. I wish you luck.
In the deepest, darkest, most dangerous part of the wood.
The spells not familiars. You're turning into a proper wizard, any boy.
You're a wizard, Ollie boy.
I know, right? I guess I am.
Yeah. Now then, why don't you take a closer look at your new mate, eh?
Here's another thing that Joyce actually does really well in this game. Not always, obviously, but there's plenty of, I can think of JRPGs that don't fall into this trap, but a lot of times, some of the most forgettable music in JRPGs tends to be the dungeon themes. Now, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of good ones out there. It's just that for the most part, it tends to be the dungeon themes that are generally the weaker parts of a JRPG soundtrack. But Joey Zashi fortunately didn't fall into that trap because, well, he's Joey Zashi.
Maybe I've been getting lucky, but I've never had that inkling with dungeon themes in games.
Well,
that I
yeah,
played.
there's also the thing, Jova. Before certain games, JRPGs had a unique dungeon theme which was repeated through the majority of them, maybe with 2 variations or something.
See, the thing,
From what it sounds like there was a bit of a
Okay,
drought. It sounds like there was a bit of a drought in creativity from 2010 to 2014 in JRPGs, which kind of would make sense. I don't recall really playing that much in that span of time. Oh, except for Fossil Fighters Champions, which was a really great JRPG.
See, the thing is, I love Persona 3, but the problem is that game goes for like 90 hours. So after, when you get to the 70-hour mark, you start to get tired of doing the same dungeon theme over and over.
So let me get
To give you an idea, Jova, with a more simple concept, it doesn't necessarily give a burnout. Final Fantasy VII, remember, doesn't technically have a main dungeon theme.
Yeah, you're right.
Aside maybe from the Maca reactor. So, for example, when it came to Dissidia, to do a Destiny to choose a dungeon theme from it, they chose the Forested Temple, the Temple of the Ancients one.
That's way out the woods, bud. Circle there for the Whispering Waterfalls.
But as I was mentioning, again, JRPGs in the old days tended to have
Oh,
a unique dungeon theme for it.
Notice how the item flies into the air when you open the treasure chest, and the treasure chest is red and yellow. That's a direct reference to Dragon Quest VIII, which was helped by level 5.
Oh, huh.
Okay, when I go to Wales on my holiday, I'm gonna make it a task of me to study all the accents and see.
Anyway, it's the first dungeon, Whispering Waterfalls, and just to recap, while we were talking, Drippy was teaching about how moves work in this game. It works pretty much like in Pokemon. You have a limited set of moves that they can learn, and when you have a new one, you have to make them forget. It's just like with Pokemon.
Didn't we read that part already?
No.
Oh wait, no.
Don't worry. It's simple enough. Don't worry.
I'll be fine, Mr. Drippy. I have a familiar to help me now.
There's brave you are. Don't forget though. If the going gets tough, don't be afraid to catch healing touch.
Indeed.
Who said anything about being afraid to heal? Treat those things like your savior.
Don't you see, Jova? You need to do a 420 Blazy challenge. No healing.
I remember what old Tree Face told you. The spirit made you to be a type of square away. You should try to familiarize yourself with the main menu too while you're at it.
Already did.
Don't worry, you're not going to break anything no matter what you press, so if you're going to poke around, innit?
Have a poke around for some Pokemon.
And when you learn new skills and that, new options will come up on the main menu, so keep your eyes peeled about the ones that are new toys.
You just said poke around.
Well,
Jeepers! There's so much to remember.
You have to learn something.
It's not even just that. It's not even just that. Geez, so much to remember. Oliver, don't ever play Fairy Friends RF. You'll go nuts.
Wait. Fairy Friends RF is complicated? Oh, wait, that's right. Okay. Never mind. I remember. Yeah. You're right, with the whole adding on mechanic after mechanic.
Well, I might as well say it for the sake of the audience. Basically, for reference to Rev for the PS3 and PS4, that game, and now Steam, because the Steam version already came out. It also that game packs in so many unnecessary mechanics on top of each other that, and most of them I didn't even use, and I've already pretty much finished the game completely. So, yeah. Anyway.
It's a jabber who will jab you with a spear.
Indeed. Okay, so yeah, the combat in this game is actually very similar to White Knight Chronicles, which was in itself inspired by the combat of Final Fantasy XII. Basically, you'll select attack, and the character will start to attack until his turn is done. There you go. Experience, free gil, or gold.
Okay, now I know to try and go to areas that have the thickest accents.
Hey, look, it is. We found a bar of chocolate in the treasure chest.
Chocolate?
Yay!
Did you say?
Sorry,
Chocolate.
Bunyan hasn't eaten yet.
Chocolate!
Not for nothing, but
we already
not for
received
nothing.
enough comments in our videos of you definitely in the audience, Jova.
Wait.
Not for nothing, but
Wait. Hold on. It ain't just me who they've been talking about deafening.
Whatever. The point is, people
hey, look,
do not-
Whippersnapper. Yes, Whippersnapper is here, and Spitoo because he spits at you.
How charming.
Anyway,
you know, their parents must have really hated them when they named them.
Yeah. There we go.
So you're saying something, Paige?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I call him for short, Paige.
Why did you start doing that?
Let's not.
Sure, I've been doing it for some time.
Pedro, isn't it pronounced like in Beyond Good and Evil with the J?
You know what? I'm just gonna let Jova go roll with that because I don't really care. So
Let's
whatever.
just let Jova keep saying words.
Says the one who comes from the Welsh language. But hey, it's not like I'm calling him Page King.
He's an interesting thing, by the way. I know that I'm being a bit off topic, but it's not like there's that much going on anyway.
Go on.
One of the Final Fantasy 13 director, I think I don't know if remember if it was either Toriyama or Kitazi saying it, but
Crikey! I knew this. I think I forgot to tell you about familiars.
And you lost it, Dwibs.
Well, guys, not for nothing, but constantly saying I'm losing the accent isn't really helping.
Do you want me to take over?
Maybe we should just have Shiroi do it.
No, she already said she doesn't want to do it. So
Alright,
Let's get stronger. If you want to see tricks or familiars have up their sleeves, choose friends and familiars from the main menu.
I'm drippy on helium.
Okay. New plan then.
Yeah, there's our headcanon. When it fades to black and when it comes back on to transition from cutscene to gameplay.
Yep.
That's him taking the helium.
Okay, new plan then. Just wait for the next cutscene where Drippy talks, nobody say anything, and then we'll let Dwibs formulate the best voice he can off of that.
So, Dwibs, what you're saying is in the in-game dialogue, I voice Drippy.
It's not a matter of that, Joe, but Dwibs already knows exactly what kind of voice Drippy has. It's just that it's hard for him to keep up that
well,
accent.
to be fair, Pedro, we kind of were talking during the cutscene, and it can be hard to pay attention to.
I mean that's the thing. It's harder for me enough to try and keep like a one from the same country up, but Wales is an entirely different ball game.
All right, whatever. Let's just let Dwibs do the best he can. It's not like we're voice actors, so.
And he's only just
well, I am, but I see your point.
This character, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is I don't remember if it was either Toriyama or Kitazi who said this. Feel free to tell me too if you do know. Who tried to argue that the reason Final Fantasy 13 did not have towns is because
Kitazi, yeah.
Okay, there.
Everyone heard that stupid argument. He thought that Americans would not be able to appreciate stuff.
Actually, that wasn't that. But
no,
okay,
hold on. Let me finish. What I'm talking about, well, it was his defense against American critics of the format, is what I meant.
That wasn't what I was going to say.
It was also one of anyway. You were saying about the about the war map and the cities, but another thing that the Kitazi also did, kind of in an interview that 13 was technically made to appease the Western audience.
Yeah, there's that
what
too.
a bang job they did.
Exactly.
Not just that, but he also said that the reason there weren't any towns in the game is because, and I'm quoting here, by the way, is that they could not make the towns as quote unquote visually appealing as the rest of the game.
You know, it's
So
funny considering how he was the same guy who directed.
The graphics don't look pretty enough. That's basically his excuse.
Wow, that's really funny considering how gorgeous the likes of Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, and Final Fantasy IX managed to look despite being on the PlayStation.
I just don't get it. This guy directed Final Fantasy VII. What happened to him?
Jova, not for his defense, but technically those were pre-render backgrounds. There's a difference between having a pre-render background that's like more like a painting and having instead polygonal models and everything.
Yeah, true.
Well, despite that though, Final Fantasy X and X-2 managed to do that.
True.
So they have no excuse, I'm sorry. Heck, even
I
Final
agree.
Fantasy XII, which is way open world.
Anyway.
15 as towns.
Well, I'm talking about games that came before 13, you know, pretty much just so
whatever.
Alright,
So, see you then.
see
See you then, everybody.